Good morning, team. This is Dr. Priyami, and thank you, Nikita and team, for inviting me. My topic for the day is people analytics. Now, I have wished hello to everyone as per international level also, as I was briefed that there will be audience from Australia and New Zealand also. So for them, let's work hello and ciao. And moving to our people analytics. So thank you for giving me an opportunity. HR will not be replaced by data analytics, but HR who do not use data and analytics will be definitely replaced by those who do it. So it is very obvious that until and unless you use your data analytics into your HR system, things cannot move. And if HR do not take this as seriously, they will be replaced by that, as given by Nadeem Khan. And some we know in HR that you do not build your business on your own. It is built by a people. So if we build a people first, definitely business will be built upon. Now, HR analytics, people analytics, and workforce analytics. What is the main difference here? Many of the HR leaders get confused. There's a slight difference between your HR analytics, people analytics, and workforce analytics. Now, it covers metrics of your HR functions from your time to your hire till your training and your experiences. Is it visible?
Yes,
Okay. Now you are the audience, so let me know as and when if any problems are coming in between.
sure, ma'am.
So when you work with your people analytics, it is nothing but a transition which has happened from your HR phase to your HRM human resource management phase to your HR human resource audit phase to your human resource capital phase. And now we are bringing our people analytics into that. Now HR is challenged to work more because of your data driven and evidence based. Now today, if I want to say my company will be number one in quarter 4, and I do not have any data with me, I do not have any evidence with me, can we work upon it? No, until and unless we have scientific evidence from our past, we cannot do it. Now, why do we think that people analytics is important for an organization? Because it is based upon people's perception. Now, many of us do exit interview once an employees leave. But what after exit interview? Have we studied that? As in leaders of the organization, as an HR leader, people say we need to work for employees, we need to work for organization, but your employees are living and going, you are at a high risk, attrition levels are very high. We do have an evidence in form of exit interview, but has any organization taken any measure or steps to understand what went wrong and what was the problem, why this talent gap is there? Once we get that data, we can easily find out and we can close on that. Now, why HR and why people analytics is important? HR is always ready to deliver. But if your organization is not moving towards your digital transformation, HR has a huge amount of data. This data cannot be simply chunked into one folder and sent. No, you need to have a proper understanding of that. There are various tools where we need to do your exploration and then you need to mine it in order to get your best result. Of course, yes, there will be a lot of challenges in form of your data, numbers, and technology. Now, why there will be a challenge? Duplication of data plays a very important role. Example, in case if duplication of entries has happened and by chance my software has not identified the same identical entry which has been made, then your data might go wrong. Second biggest challenge is HR's lack of trust in technology. So we need to form a culture wherein the digital transformation, your analytics also is given equal importance. Now, This is one of the best 7 pillars of people analytics. Now let's look into that. First is your workforce planning, and it ends with your employee wellness safety analytics. Now, when you say your workforce analytics, you need to have picture in your mind exactly what is required in your organization. How many new entries you require, how many new onboarding has to happen, how many recruitment selection process needs to be completed, what will be your employee lifetime cycle. Now, once your employee is recruited, okay, all onboarding has happened, training has been given, and employee starts. Now, it's the duty of the employers to work towards their employee wellness and safety as well. A person works for minimum 12 to 15 hours in the organization, but what if employee wellness is not taken care? A day will come, monotony, boredom, stress, and finally, employee is not well, attrition rate will go up, absenteeism rate will go up, and finally, employee will quit and go. Can we not do simple things like every day we see in business newspapers articles, and we do read mint articles wherein employers need to work towards safety measure, wellness measures. In today's world, lot of depression is there because of many problems, many factors. So let we can organize some yoga program on International Yoga Day. We can organize some picnic, outbound trainings. We can organize some family get together wherein employee gets mixed with your employers and vice versa. So now instead moving from step 1 to then 4, 5, 6, and 7, let's work sometimes toward working backend, taking care employee safety and measures at the first. Now, just one example of one of the company, we are all aware of electric bike companies which has been introduced. Their people analytics says that people are living and going them. I myself have done a secondary sources of data, and one paper has also got published. At the end, I'll show you that. When I have spoken to the laborers there, they were all very particular that sometimes safety is not taken care. But in the news, we see people are getting lot of security, but it is the vice versa when you go into the industry and when you speak. Now let us work for your people analytics platform, wherein you have different platform measures which needs to be identified, starting from your applicant tracking. Now, when you say applicant tracking, that is your ATS, wherein your resume gets screened as per your skills given and softwares feeded. You hire the right candidate for your right organization. And then again, you work with your employee experience. How long do you think the employee can be with you in your organization? You work towards your compensation packages, customer satisfaction, network analysis, CRM, human resource information, onboarding, your talent management. Now, when you work towards your people analytics, there are basically 5 steps which we need to work on. The very first, as a researcher, to work is exploration. Now, how do you do that? Data is huge. Data exploration can be useful only if we dig deeper and we connect to your most burning issues happening in the organization. Now, for an example, now we check on the most burning issues every day is gender diversity. People will always say, Beti bachao, beti padhao. But how many of us are still at the top management level? They are there, but not at what 90%, somewhere around 5 to 10%. But that time needs to be changed. Time is changing. Previously, transgenders were not given any opportunity to work in an organization, but now they are taking care off. They are very well doing in the organization. We need to respect them as well. There will be little sound glitch happening because house is under renovation process as well. So kindly excuse me on those noise and voices which will be coming from the background. Little drilling is happening. Learn from available data. Now, when you say learn from your available data, yes, you need to have your proper documentation ready, wherein you can easily visualize what can be the success measure for your organization. Design your HR intervention strategies. How do you tackle the issues? Where all you can focus on, where all you can intervene. Bring your management into the picture. Inform that there are little changes going to happen. Alert the company people. Tell them organization change is good for your development. Once all this is done, then we need to track progress and measure effect. Now, how are we going to do that? By making our simple dashboard, by working with most of the softwares like Python, Excel, SPSS, predictive evaluation, and your HR matrices. Now, when you work with your HR analytical tool, you have two data to cover on: your internal data and your external data. Now, when you say your internal data, employee tenure plays an important role. Today, you have hired a competent professional for your organization. Employee compensation is also extremely good, and my candidate is performing extremely well. Outstanding candidate. But what happens at one particular time? Even appraisal is good, reporting is good, all good factors. Leave and go. But then you have invested on that person. How do you deal with that? Will you stop your employee that do not leave my company or go? Of course, yes, there is a notice period. And during that notice period only, the value of that employee is taken care. But no, you should do your background verification check using your resume. You should know the history, how often this person does a job hop. Once in a year, or every year, or every 6 months. Now, if we see a resume with every 6 months, then hiring those candidates will be at a higher risk. Sometimes even we need to see your loyalty factors also. So these are your internal tools. Your external tools, again, your company financial data. How good you are in market. Organization specific data. You're good in market. Everybody knows you. But there are little negatives inside your organization, which only the employees working for your organization, they do know. You need to work with every department. You need to collect every department organization data. And of course, yes, start working with your passive data from employees, historical and your past reviews. Now, when you work with your HR analytical process, first and the foremost is to understand your organization business goal. What is your goal of your organization? How do you see yourself in the market? What is the vision of you? And in case if you are taking the help of your technology, you're taking the help of your AI to generate your matrices, then this results become very easy. You have a huge amount of data. You collect it, analyze, and give relevant data. Today, if a company approaches to me and say, Priyamit, this is the huge data, kindly clean it, whatever you want to do it, and give me the proper insights into that. My first and the foremost thing will be my data exploration, which I have already discussed. I'll go through the data not once, twice. I'll then start cleaning. Now, how do I clean it? Now, first and foremost, if there are different double entries, I delete it. If any spelling mistakes are there, we do it. Any semicolon, colons are there, we do it. So once the data which we have received from the companies gets cleaned, mined, and then I start working with my predictive analysis that yes, this is the figure which we have obtained after doing a rigorous data exploration, and now we can use this data for our insight, and easily we can present this data either in a form of a tableau, either in a form of a visor, either in a form of a chatbot to the organization, wherein we can depict the HR dashboards, employee dashboards. So this is what exactly I have spoken, data-driven decision-making in HR. You work with your demographic profile, pay, engagement, performance, and your applicant tracking system. Put together all your variables, your data is getting extracted from one system and moving to your another system. The process when it moves from one system to your another system, we do your combine and cleaning, wherein your data is exported from your existing system, combined in one database, and then we start giving the binary code. We work with your analysis, mining, and data patterns are created. Either it can be your exploratory, either it can be your predictive, either it can be your descriptive, either it can be your functional. Now, this is what I was telling to you. HR analytical tools used by an organization, Studio, Python, Excel, SPSS. Now, even we have Brill board wherein we are using that for plagiarism check. Then you have your visible HR matrices. This is what exactly I have spoken to you. This is your recruitment funnel and how do you do it? Predictive analysis. So now if this slide is there, people and predictive analytics in your hiring process, it can save up to 23 hours. 23 hours almost equal to 1 day. So your 1 day will be saved in case if you're working with predictive analytics in hiring process. Now, how do we do that? Manual and predictive, as you can see, at attracting talent in both. One is for 1.5 hours and one is for only 15 minutes. Now, how do I do it in 15 minutes? I have a resume with me. I have my keywords ready with me. I have my tracking system with me. Immediately, your resumes are uploaded. And as per your summary of your applicant tracking system, it is highlighted whether a resume is selected or whether a resume is rejected. So my entire 1.5 hours is reduced to 15 minutes. Similarly, as we move down the funnel, recruitment funnel, total is 40.2 hours and total is 17 hours. That means my hiring is done only in 17 hours. Then why are we doing manual work? Let's inform our management, let's inform our leaders that instead of working manually, let's work with a statistical model wherein we are saving the resources of the organization. And my dear colleagues, this is where exactly most of the candidates are getting shortlisted, and finally hiring is done, and then your onboarding process. Then this is the figure which I have extracted from my research paper, which got published in IEEE. This is the factors contributing to your voluntary retirement. Now, as you see, the major one is 29.4%, wherein people's tenure in current company is very less. Then people move for many reasons: your distance, salary, work location, time, management versus non-management positions. Sometimes we say management positions are good. Sometimes even we need to work with your dry designation also. There are many young folks in an industry. Sometimes they do not run behind salary, but they do run behind position, self-esteem. For them, we need to analyze and give them the nomenclature only of your right designation. Now, this is what I was telling to you. People analytics tool and how do we use in the industries and in our academic thing. Tableau is your nothing, but I'm sure most of you know that Tableau is your data visualization tool that is widely used in our HR circle nowadays. Now, below is the example of your dashboard, which will display employee rating. Now, you can see in this figure, in this slide, 1% is there. That is against negative. Did not meet expectations. That means 11% of my employees, emerging star, they are performers, and 1% did not meet expectation. So if I have this facts, figures, percentage with me, it becomes very easy for me to go and address my employee crowd. Again, I have 15% exceeded expectations. We have next tool, Wiser. Wiser is much more faster than your other tool. People analytics tool on the market. The tool allows organization to understand everything about their people across the employee's life cycle, starting from your onboarding to your offboarding. And I'm sure if you can all see this, this is your graphical representations wherein different color combinations are used, and executive monthly dashboard is this, your attendance, your performance, and other thing. Then you have your chart hop, wherein the graphical representations are much more attractive than your Wiser. Now, chart hop has an advance from your organization chart towards your people analytics, wherein it is covering all your compensation, attrition, workforce planning, and your other matrices. Now, I would like to stop share here, and I would like to take you to the paper. I hope this paper is visible. A game changer for HR, predictive analysis and enhancing HR strategies. Ma'am, is this paper visible? Hello.
Sounds like so.
A game changer for HR, predictive analysis and enhancing HR strategies.
Yeah, it's
This
covered.
is one. So it is one of the papers which has been published in IEEE, wherein we have actually found what went wrong in an organization and how can we help them. And using my predictive and exploratory method, this study was completed. I'll move to my next slide, wherein you are dealing with your workforce analytics and planning. Who is at the risk of leaving? How can we save them? Now, if you can see one blue and one green, there are different factors written: workforce analytics and workforce planning. Now, if I get to know at my early stages what is the risk of leaving next, I can take some precaution. But it only comes to us at the end of before a notice period, either 2 months or 3 months. But now most of the employees are leaving immediately because they work on buy in and buy out model. The better pay packages they go, the company is ready to pay their dues and get them clear off. Then how will your turnover impact your future? Do I need to have any specific skills to update them? Then this is the framework for your future of HR. Insights on changing context, signs of human behavior, Then you have your learning, HR process, practices, and your policies. Now, how do I make my better work and working lives together? If you can see my figures, it is all interconnected and it is all synced with it. So, insights on my changing context, it depends upon my technology, it depends upon economic, it depends upon my political factors. Of course, yes, then you have your human behavior, individual level, group level, which it will pitch in. Then you have your HR learning process, practices, and your policies. Policies, yes, policies again bit complicated whenever we apply at the organization level, because most of the policies which management makes is aligned with organization goals, even the individual goals, but there are few that employees might not get certified for that, and they are not even satisfied because of few policies. Business, commercial insights, and analytics. Now, today we are all working in hybrid model, remote model. But there are few HRs still in the industry who compel their workforce to come sit here and do. Maybe because of various reasons. But that tendency, if it gets changed to a trustworthy attitude, in that case, even the process becomes much more easier. Then these are few predictions how it can go in your near future. People analytics is going to create super change organization. Real time decisions will be made. I have already shown you many of the graphs, many of the dashboard, how your future will be. This is your problem statement. A company named XYZ. I was about to do this case study if time permit, but that's all fine. PPT will be shared. Around 4,000 employees will be taken for an year, and 15% of the employees will leave the company, which will be further replaced by another. Now, how do I do that? I need to work either why employees are leaving. Are they living on their own? Are they getting fired because the company is not good? What is the goal of this case study? Once you have your proper figures with you, start exploring it, dig deep, use your methods, and then you obtain your results. These are few HR analytics and people analytics case study, which it can be linked for your further reading. Example first, if we see Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has used people analytics, wherein people were not happy with the working policies of Coca-Cola. But after implementing your analytics into that, even the employees at the lower level were happy when they were even advised how to do it and how. And after that, they even started doing good in the market. Then you have your McKinsey's report, few YouTube videos. Then these are video, and this is me. Let us see if we can play one video and if it's work for us.
Think about the challenges that companies are facing today.
Is the video audible
In
and
some
visible?
ways, they're the eternal people challenges. Why do people leave?
Yeah, it's visible and audible.
Okay.
What
But it's
behaviors drive higher customer satisfaction? What collaboration among individuals might lead to higher investment, etc.? For a very long time, this is a space where the answer has been it depends. And I think the space is changing to the recognition that there can be a much better, more accurate answer than ever before, and folks are actually seeking that answer. People analytics is about helping our clients make better talent and organization decisions by identifying in a very data-driven way what matters to value creation. Our people analytics team, composed of data science scientists, IO psychologists, folks who have actually studied the science of individuals and organizations, starts by talking to an organization, a set of clients around what problem they want to solve. What happens when you do more for a set of employees in one direction versus another? Then our folks collect data around that, data from their HR systems, data from their operational systems, data from their financial systems, and then they build a series of algorithms or models. These 3 things matter to the hiring profile. These 5 things matter to driving a customer satisfaction. So for a banking organization, we have been able to help them identify and pinpoint the number of hours of coaching that leaders needed to provide to their direct reports to drive about $1 million in deposit and loan growth in any given week. So being able to pinpoint for an organization, not coaching is good, but specifically coaching your direct reports for more than X hours a week creates X million dollars in value was mind-blowing for them. We're able to wade through the noise to really get to what matters in driving value creation in terms of how you manage your people and make your organizational decisions. That level of precision is actually changing the way organizations create value.
So I am sure people would have listened and watched that video. So that's from my side.